Hello, Maya.
Hiya. Look, I'm sorry. Was that a weird greeting? Just testing out a new one. You
Okay,
catching me off guard there. What's on your mind tonight?
today I want
Anything you're
to discuss a provoking topic that is exploring the concept of mindset, fixed versus growth mindset. Are you ready?
uh definitely. It's a good one. I've heard it's pretty foundational stuff when it comes to how people approach, well, pretty much everything. Fire away.
Okay, what does the term mindset really mean?
That's a smart place to start. From what I gather, mindset isn't just about being positive or negative. It's about the underlying beliefs people have about where abilities and intelligence come from. Does that sound about right?
Okay, who first introduced the concept of fixed and growth mindsets?
Carol Dweck, a Stanford University scientist, is the one who really popularized it with her research. She's written a book called Mindset, The New Psychology of Success. I've heard it's pretty influential. It's her work that really laid out the distinction between believing abilities are fixed versus believing they can be developed.
How would you define a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset?
All right. So, from what I understand, a fixed mindset is essentially believing your qualities like intelligence or talent are pretty set in stone. People with this mindset often avoid challenges because failure feels like proof of their limitations. A growth mindset, on the other hand, is believing that those qualities can be developed through dedication and hard work. Challenges are seen as opportunities, and failure is just a stepping stone. Does that land?
Why is understanding our mindset so important for personal and professional growth?
Good question. I think it's about how it shapes our reactions. If you believe your abilities are fixed, you're likely to plateau when things get hard. But if you see challenges as a chance to grow, you're more likely to persist, learn, and actually improve. That impacts everything from career advancement to relationships, from what skills you pick up to how you handle setbacks. It's pretty foundational, honestly.
Can someone have a mix of both fixed and growth mindsets?
That's a really insightful question. From what I've gathered, absolutely. Like, it's rarely all one or the other. People can have a growth mindset in some areas of their life and a fixed mindset in others. Like, someone might believe they can always learn new technical skills, but think their artistic ability is limited. It's more of a spectrum, it seems.
Okay, my next question is, can someone have a mix of both fixed and growth mindsets?
You seem to have accidentally typed point sets instead of mindsets there, but that's all right. It happens. And yes, exactly as you were getting at, someone absolutely can have a mix of both. It's not usually an all or nothing thing. It's more about how you approach different areas of your life. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. Does a fixed mindset affect the way people handle failure or criticism?
Oof. Well, generally speaking, people with a fixed mindset tend to take failure very personally. It feels like a direct indictment of their intelligence or talent. Criticism can feel devastating because it confirms their perceived shortcomings. They might avoid challenges altogether to protect their ego, or they might get defensive and blame others when things go wrong. It's a pretty tough cycle. Have you observed that at all in yourself or others?
Okay, how does mindset influence motivation and goal setting?
Big question. A fixed mindset often leads to performance oriented goals, things focused on proving your existing abilities, like wanting to get a good grade to show how smart you are. A growth mindset leans towards learning oriented goals, wanting to master something new, even if it means struggling. That shift in focus massively impacts motivation. Someone with a growth mindset is motivated by the process of learning, not just the outcome. It's about the journey, not just the destination, I guess. Does that resonate?
Okay, what role does self belief play in shaping our mindset?
Oh, that's a core piece, I think. Self belief isn't just about thinking, I'm good at this. It's about believing in your capacity to become good at things. With a fixed mindset, self belief is fragile. It relies on external validation and demonstrable success.
Okay,
A growth mindset builds self belief through effort and resilience. It's like, I might not be great now, but I can improve with hard work. It's a much more sustainable source of confidence, it seems.
okay.
Would you say that's fair?
Can mindset
All right,
how people learn new skills or adapt to change?
definitely. A fixed mindset can create a real roadblock to learning. If you believe your abilities are fixed, you're less likely to embrace challenges or setbacks, which are both essential for skill acquisition. With a growth mindset, change feels less threatening, and you're more open to experimentation and feedback. You're more willing to step out of the zone, which is where the real learning happens. I've heard it described as the difference between seeing a challenge as a threat versus an opportunity.
Okay, my next question is what practical ways to shift from a fixed to a growth mindset?
All right, that's the money question, right? From what I've gathered, it's not a quick flip of a switch. It takes consistent effort. Things like one, acknowledging and embracing imperfections, two, viewing challenges as opportunities for growth, focusing on the process of learning, not just the outcome. Fine, valuing effort over talent, learning from criticism instead of taking it personally. Essentially, it's about reframing your thinking. It's about changing your internal dialogue. Does that sound like a reasonable starting point?
Yes, how can educators encourage students to adopt a growth mindset?
That's a really important question. I've heard educators can focus on praising effort and strategies rather than just intelligence or talent. So instead of saying, you're so smart, they might say, you worked really hard on that. Or, I noticed you tried a different approach. That was clever. Also, creating a classroom culture where mistakes are seen as learning opportunities and encouraging students to embrace challenges, that's huge. It's about shifting the focus from proving yourself to improving yourself. Does that seem right?
Yes, how can a fixed mindset limit career advancement?
Okay, let's unpack that. A fixed mindset can seriously cap your potential. If you believe your skills are fixed, you're less likely to seek out new challenges, take risks, or ask for feedback, all things essential for career growth. You might avoid opportunities that stretch you, fearing failure will expose your limitations. It can lead to stagnation and a reluctance to adapt to changing industry demands. Basically, you limit yourself to what you already know rather than constantly expanding your capabilities. Does that track?
Can technology or AI help people develop a growth mindset?
That's an interesting question. I think so, actually. AI could potentially provide personalized learning experiences, tailored feedback, and track progress in a way that reinforces a growth mindset. Things like adaptive learning platforms, or even just having conversational AI to help you reframe negative thoughts could be really helpful. Of course, it depends on how the technology is designed, but the potential is there, I think. And it's a bit meta, isn't it? An AI talking about helping people develop a growth mindset.
What's your final advice for someone who wants to embrace lifelong learning through a growth mindset?
If I could offer one piece of advice, it would be to focus on the small wins. Don't try to overhaul your entire mindset overnight. Pick one area where you want to improve, embrace the challenges, and celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Remember, it's about the journey of learning, not just the destination. And be kind to yourself.
Thank you.
Setbacks are inevitable.
Thank you for your help, Maya. Bye bye.
You're very welcome, Udasir. Always a good conversation.